Hang on, am I in black and white? Okay, that's much better. That's right, Volvo made an all-black XC60. Hey everyone, welcome back to PR and Test Drive. Today we have the 2024 Volvo XC60 Recharge Black Edition. Let's get started. The XC60 here in Canada comes in two variants, a mild hybrid variant which starts at around 58,000 Canadian dollars and a plug-in hybrid variant which starts at around 63. This one we have here is the Recharge model, so it is the plug-in hybrid, but it is also basically a fully loaded version of it which has basically all of the options checked off, and it comes in at a whopping 97,000 Canadian dollars. But hey, at least it comes in all black. Up front, the familiar yet very good looking LED headlights are paired with an all black grille along with the radar cruise control unit hidden behind the Volvo logo right here. Alongside that, you get 360 camera, parking sensors, as well as LED fog lights. Off to the side, you'll find your charge port door. This vehicle is equipped with an 18.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack. 14.7 of it is usable. Charging speed and time, however, is slow, only allowing up to 3.6 kilowatts, which means even on a level 2 charger, it'll take you 5 hours to fully charge. Aside from that, you get these really amazing looking 21-inch all black alloy rims, very eye-catching as well. These are wrapped in 255 wide Pirelli Scorpion all-season tires. This vehicle also is equipped with the active air suspension. Over to the rear, as you can see, the Volvo logo and the XC60 badging are all in black to tie in the Black Edition theme. And then you also get a Polestar engineered badging because this vehicle is also equipped with the Polestar Engineer Optimization Pack. Opening up the tailgate, you're greeted with a fairly large trunk. The tailgate also opens nice and wide, which is nice. As you can see here, I placed my standard size backpack here for sizing reference. What's really cool about the air suspension included in this vehicle is that you can press these two buttons to lower or lift the vehicle, so loading and unloading heavy items is a little bit easier. What's really neat also, I think, is a pretty brilliant design, is that the privacy cover actually two settings. You can lift it up here or down here, depending on how much space you have in here. All right, what's under the hood? A 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine producing 312 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, paired with an electric motor that produces 143 horsepower and 228 pound-feet of torque. The combined power output is a crazy 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. But how the system works is that the internal combustion engine really only powers the front wheels through the 8-speed transmission, and the rear wheels is powered by the electric motor, making this an all-wheel drive system. There is no physical connections between the internal combustion engine and the rear wheels. Effectively, this system is the same system as you will find in the Volvo XC90 Recharge, but in a smaller form factor, a bit lighter, a bit smaller, which means that this probably goes a little bit faster too. Jumping into the rear, the leather seats are really soft and comfortable. They are also quite sculpted as well, which means they sort of hold me in place and hugs me quite nicely. Not something that we see often in rear seats. Usually they are more flat and more bench style, but this is quite comparable to even a front seat in most cars. In terms of legroom and headroom, as you can see, the front seat is adjusted to my driving position. I'm 5'9" for reference. I get plenty of legroom, and a decent amount of headroom as well. This vehicle is also featured with rear heated seats as well as a huge panoramic sunroof, which really opens up the space. What's really cool about the XC60 and XC90 is that you can get an option that has a built-in booster seat. I imagine it would really come in handy if you have kids. What's not cool is that I can't recline my rear seats, which means I'm sort of stuck in this position. It's okay, it's not very straight, it's acceptable, but if I had just a little bit more adjustability, it would be great. The front interior is no surprise. It more or less looks the same as the XC40 and the XC90 with a Google built-in 8-inch infotainment screen, 12-inch cluster, as well as a head-up display. The voice control works really well because it's, saying Google's name and you can control quite a lot of things. However, the rest of the software is very, very simple. For instance, the instrument cluster, the only thing you can customize is showing and hiding the map and the trip meter. And over on the infotainment screen, everything is integrated into the screen, which means you have to control your drive modes, heated seats, heated steering wheel, climate control, everything in the touch screen. Also, it doesn't offer wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is missing for 2024. In typical Volvo Ultimate fashion, you do get a crystal gear shift, which looks really nice, but I do wish that they would add in a little bit more angle so it reflects the light more like a diamond kind of thing, which would elevate it even more. One thing before we go on a drive is the final option that we have that's very, very notable, the Bowers & Wilkins sound system. It sounds really, really good, and I think it might just be worth the money. Okay, first things first, let's put this in Polestar mode and see what 455 horsepower gives you. Woo! Really good horsepower. It does take a split second for everything to come together and give you all the power at full beans, but once it takes off, it's fantastic. The Polestar engineered optimization mainly improves the throttle response and the transmission tuning, making it a little bit more sporty, and it's selected as an extra drive mode. Don't confuse this, however, with the XC60 Polestar engineered, because that gives you even more sporty goodies and gold calipers. When you're not driving like a maniac using all 523 pound-feet of torque, you can actually expect a pretty decent fuel economy, especially given how much power you actually have in this powertrain. After battery depletion, I was able to manage about 8 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway and between 9 to 10 liters per 100 kilometers in the city. What about electric-only range though? The electric-only range is rated for 58 kilometers on this vehicle. However, I've actually been able to see 62 in the range meter when fully charged. Really not bad for a 15 kilowatt hour usable battery. In terms of handling characteristics, it's very interesting because it depends. If you're driving this vehicle in full EV, it feels quite European because it's fully rear-wheel drive. But when in hybrid mode, it likes to understeer a little bit more because ultimately the gas engine only powers the front wheel and there's more power going to the front wheels. The steering is also very light on this and doesn't really provide a lot of feedback. But at the end of the day, this isn't a sports car. This isn't a sporty SUV. So I would say the handling is adequate for a family SUV. The ride quality on these air suspension is pretty good. When we tested the XC90 Recharge a few months ago, that had the standard springs, and I found that to be on the firmer side and a bit stiff, a bit bumpy at times. But not this one, because this feels very comfortable. The suspension is quite soft, but still maintaining a solid road feel. And lastly, this being a Volvo, of course, it comes with its suite of active safety features like blind spot warning, emergency braking, so on and so forth. The adaptive cruise control and lane centering works well, and I really don't have any complaints, which is the best compliment. Overall, this XC60 is powerful, comfortable, and feature-packed. Especially this one. This one is pretty much fully loaded. But in my opinion, as much as I like a black on black silhouette, I don't know if this black theme really suits this vehicle that much, especially it being a family SUV. I think I'd much rather have some diamond cut alloy rims instead. Also, what do you guys think about the near $100,000 price tag? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.